Imagine this for a second. You're settling into a barber's chair. You know, the smell of shaving cream, that sound of the razor feels totally ordinary, right? A simple shave. But what if the person holding that razor, what if for them, every single stroke is this life or death decision? A choice between their job, their pride, and maybe taking revenge. Today, we're taking a deep dive into just Lather, that's all. It's a short story by Hernando Tellez, and let me tell you, it's not just some quick read, it's this incredibly tight, suspenseful look at, well, choice, duty, morality, all of it. Our mission here is to really unpack this story, get into the barber's head, explore that intense conflict he's feeling, and stick around, because the ending has this twist that honestly makes you question everything.
Yeah, it's amazing how Tellez uses such a simple setting, just a barbershop.
Oh.
But he explores these huge themes. You feel like you're right there in that small room. The tension is almost immediate.
Oh, absolutely. And it really kicks off the second Captain Torres walks in. The barber's there, getting his tools ready, running his razor on the strop, the best one he has, and then he sees him. Recognizes him instantly. The story says his hands started to tremble. He tries to hide it, though.
Right, and Torres, he's just calm, almost too calm, Comes in, takes off his belt, one of the bullets, the holster hangs it up, puts his cap on top, sits down and just says, "It's hot as hell, give me a shave." It just radiates danger and, well, authority.
And we need to understand this Captain Torres isn't just any customer. He's basically the face of the oppression the rebels are fighting against.
Exactly. He's just back from what the barber calls an expedition, hunting down our troops, the rebels. He's not just some soldier. He's known as an executioner. And the way he talks about it, it's chillingly casual.
Oh, it is. He mentions capturing 14 rebels. Some were already dead, he says. The others, pretty soon they'll all be dead. Just like that.
And it gets worse, doesn't it? He doesn't just mention it. He goes into detail.
Yeah, he does. He talks about making the whole town come watch 4 rebels hanging in the school patio and then using them for target practice on certain parts of their bodies. It's horrific. The casual way he says it is just...
Yeah, that casual cruelty is so important. It paints him as this undeniable villain, right? Mm-hmm. Not just politically, but morally. And this is crucial because... well, the barber has a secret.
Right. The story tells us he's secretly a rebel. He's an informant. He's been feeding information about Torres to the revolution.
So suddenly this isn't just a tense shave. The man in the chair is the barber's sworn enemy. His throat is exposed. There's a razor right there. The stakes just shoot through the roof.
It becomes this total pressure cooker situation.
Exactly. But here's what's fascinating. Despite the fear, despite the opportunity, what's the barber's first instinct?
His job, his professionalism.
Right. He thinks, "I am a conscientious barber and proud of the preciseness of my profession." His focus is entirely on giving a perfect shave. He wants the skin clean, soft, and healthy. He wants absolutely no single pore to bleed.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? This dedication. He even sees Torres' 4-day beard as a fitting challenge. Even while his mind must be absolutely racing with this huge, terrible possibility right in front of him.
Oh, absolutely. As he's getting the lather ready, stropping that razor, the thought hits him hard. How easy it would be to kill him. And he deserves it. You can almost feel it, can't you? The closeness of the blade, Torres' vulnerable neck.
That mental image he has. One solid stroke, one deep incision. The sheer physical ease of it must feel overwhelming in that moment.
It's this incredible moral crossroads. Kill him and be a hero to the cause. Or don't. Become a murderer.
The arguments for killing him must feel so strong. I mean, Torres is a monster, based on his own words.
Definitely. He can be the avenger of us all. Stop the atrocities. Think of the relief, the sense of justice for his side. He holds that power right there for that moment. The story makes you feel that urge for vengeance.
It really does, but then the reasons not to do it start flooding in, and they're really about the barber himself, aren't they?
Yes, very much so. His core argument is almost immediate. "I don't want to be a murderer, no sir." He even thinks no one deserves to have someone else make the sacrifice of becoming a murderer. It's less about Torres deserving death and more about what killing him would turn the barber into.
That's a really powerful idea. It's not just about the practical stuff, though. He thinks about that too, right? The mess, the escape.
Oh yeah, he definitely considers the practicalities. He thinks about the blood, hiding the body, having to run, being hunted down. He imagines people calling him Captain Torres' murderer. He slit his throat while he was shaving him a coward. That's a heavy thought.
But there's a deeper reason too, isn't there? Something about the cycle of violence.
Exactly. He asks himself, what do you gain by it? Nothing. He sees this endless cycle, Others come along and still others, and the first ones kill the second ones, and the next ones, and it goes on like this until everything's a sea of blood.
Yeah.
He sees the futility in just swapping one killer for another, potentially becoming one himself. It's a rejection of vengeance as a solution.
It raises that question, doesn't it? Does killing, even for a cause you believe is just, diminish you? Does it make you part of the problem you're trying to solve?
That seems to be his core dilemma. And ultimately, he draws this incredibly clear line for himself.
Yeah, the line between their roles.
Precisely. He thinks, you are an executioner, and I am only a barber. Each person has his own place in the scheme of things. He refuses to cross that line, refuses to take on the role of executioner, even for his cause. He chooses to remain the barber. His identity is tied to that skill, that carefulness.
So the internal battle rages, but the razor just keeps shaving. And as the beard comes off, he notices something strange about Torres.
Yeah, he looks younger, less burdened by years. It's an odd detail.
And the barber actually takes pride in it. He thinks, Torres looks rejuvenated because I am a good barber, the best in the town, if I may say so.
Yeah.
It's almost bizarre, that flicker of professional satisfaction right in the middle of all this tension and moral weight.
It really highlights his commitment to his chosen role, doesn't it? He follows through, completes the shave perfectly, no cuts, no blood. His final decision, his mantra almost becomes just lather, that's all. He actively chooses his professional and moral integrity over the act of vengeance.
Okay, so the shave's over. Torres pays. The barber's relieved, probably sweating bullets. The story says his shirt felt soaked. Torres gets up, puts his belt back on, the gun, adjusts his cap. He heads for the door. You think, okay, crisis averted. The barber made his choice. But then
the twist. Torres stops in the doorway, turns around, and he drops that bombshell line, just as casually as he talked about murder earlier.
What does he say again?
He looks at the barber and says, "They told me that you'd kill me. I came to find out. But killing isn't easy. You can take my word for it."
Wow. Wow. That changes absolutely everything you just read.
Everything. Instantly.
So first off, Torres knew. He knew the barber was a rebel, or at least suspected enough to test him.
Yes. He knew he was walking into potential danger. His visit wasn't just for a shave. It was a test. A calculated risk.
He literally put his life in the barber's hands to see what would happen. That's incredibly bold, or arrogant, or maybe something else.
And that final sentence. But killing isn't easy. You can take my word for it. Coming from him, the executioner.
That's the part that really gets you, isn't it? This man who casually orders atrocities, who talks about target practice on human bodies. He acknowledges that taking a life is hard.
It adds this unexpected layer to him. Does it mean he has some buried conscience? Or is it just a cynical statement from someone who knows the messy reality of violence? It suggests he understands, maybe even respects on some level, the internal struggle the barber just went through. It's like this dark, shared understanding across enemy lines.
So the power dynamic completely flips at the end. All along, you think the barber holds the power with the razor. But Torres knew the situation. He was observing, testing. In a way, he was the one in control.
It seems that way. He was testing the barber's character, maybe confirming his own grim view of the world, or maybe confirming that even his enemies might hesitate at the brink.
So when we unpack all this, what does it really tell us? This deep dive kind of shows that courage isn't always about action, right? Sometimes it's about restraint.
Absolutely. The barber's courage lies in not acting, in holding on to his principles even under extreme pressure and temptation. The story really forces you to think about that line between justice and vengeance, and what it costs a person to cross it.
The barber chooses his identity. He chooses not to become a murderer, even to stop a murderer. It's a profound statement about personal integrity.
And Torres. Well, Torres understands that choice, or at least the difficulty behind it. His final words connect them in a really disturbing, unexpected way. It suggests he knows the burden, even if he carries it differently.
It definitely makes you question who the real strong one is in that room. The one holding the blade, or the one who faced the blade knowing the stakes?
A fantastic question. It's a story that really sticks with you.
It does. So here's something to think about as we wrap up. What does that final line from Captain Torres, "Killing isn't easy," really tell us about him? Is there a flicker of humanity there? Is it pure manipulation? Or is it just the cold, hard truth learned from a life of brutality? Maybe ask yourself, if you were the barber, razor in hand, facing down that kind of evil, what would you have done? It's not an easy question, is it?